Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Jansen. Hope everybody's having a good day on this February 19th, 2020. Alright, so how's everybody been doing today? What's everybody been up to? What's been happening? So, I clean that off there. Okay. Alright, so like I tell everybody, there's always something new going to be going on. Got a bunch of new stuff. We went over with the Derby cars today, everybody knows that, and they have a new class now. Meaning there's going to be a third Derby car. Alright? Think about this for a minute. The Quincy Derby, kids racing down hills, no adult supervision, having a great time. All of the special needs cars getting ready to race down hills, kids having a great time, no adult supervision. This is what Quincy does. We bring people together because we have our Super Kids race, which is Friday, and we have our regular races, which is Saturday. And the reason why I'm in a great mood is because we started working on the cars, and tonight the third class car is up and going. League just obtained 2 older cars to where we can have a little bit of fun with members of the military, members of the kids, and everything else that they used to race. But, you know, as all dads will tell you, we want to race too, and we're going to. So, now the new cars, they're faster. They have 6 of them this year, and they're going to be a lot of fun, okay? And so you're going to see pictures and videos and stuff coming up until the race in June. But the Optimus Club, who runs this race, Ray Wilson, who basically is in charge of it, and all these wonderful people, you're going to meet them little by little this year, because I decided that they're very, very important that you meet these great people that put this race on for these kids, and 100% of the money goes back into helping the kids, helping medical and stuff like that, okay? And that's one reason why I love my area where I live. That's the reason why I love Quincy, Illinois, because we are very giving, but we love competition here, okay? We've got the go-karts in South Park again, you know. We do the St. Jude's. We do all kinds of competitive stuff. But this year, I'm going to make sure that you understand the Marine Corps League and the military and everything else. We're just volunteering. It's the Breakfast Optimist Club, or sorry, it's the Optimist Club that puts this race on. And I'll make that very clear. They are very great people. We are helping. But we're going to have a lot of fun with it this year. We're going to raise a lot of money. We're going to do a lot of good for the community. And come day of the race, I want to break every record in the book. Meaning we need more people out there. We need more kids in cars. I want it to be to where we have to buy more cars to put more kids in. And the reason why is because this race is that great for everybody, for the entire community, for everybody around. And maybe some of the kids will want to go over to Akron, Ohio to get in the Soapbox Derby race out of Akron, Ohio. Okay? And like I said, we're going to do a good job with this. I'm just coming from that. I always get excited when I'm around the Optimus Club members because they're just so full of life. These guys, they love these kids. And they put so much love in these cars. Seriously, you want to see what these guys do? They put love in the cars. You're all welcome to come out and join us anytime you want. So, that being said, we have just obtained 2 of the older cars, and there's a bunch of the guys I know, and they've got the look on their face like, we're going to have some fun now, so stand by. I know what we're going to do with the cars. And the cars are going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have an adult thing, and stand by on how we're going to do that, because this year, I can't tell you how great this year is going to be. Kind of can give you a rundown every month starting in April. We have, we're going to be doing themed dances over at the Veterans Home, and it's for the entire community. We are going to be doing dunk tanks with celebrity dunk tanks here in Quincy. We're going to be doing a couple triathlons here in Quincy. We got a lot of different marathons and running events we've got coming up. We are helping out Mississippi Valley Hunters and Fishermen with the Bay Project. It is different than the Quincy Riverfront Project, okay? The Bay Project is wildlife. It's nature. It's basically, and so kids in Quincy don't have to travel a couple hours to go see wetlands. We are creating it here in our hometown. Down by that, we're turning it back into what it really was. And you can thank Mississippi Valley Hunters and Fishermen for getting that done. It is a great adventure. And by the way, everything we do in here is bipartisan, which means it doesn't matter your political affiliation or religion. We all work together on it, okay? That's why I love my hometown. We're going to be okay, on a separate note, we're going to be going to a lot of car shows and truck shows this year. We got those all planned out, ready to go, especially the world's largest truck shows, okay? We're going to be doing that. Now, why do I do all this stuff? And being a single dad, having my beautiful daughter with me on most of the stuff I do. In the summertime, she'll be with me a lot more. We're going to get to several states. I want to show you what everyone's capable of doing. Everybody looks at me like I have all the energy in the world. I don't. A lot of times, I have to push that energy out. But here's just it. Yes, I do a lot. But if some people would just do one or two things of like the things that I'm showing them, or come out and use their ideas, use their brain, think outside the box, do something other than go home, watch TV, go to work, go home, watch TV, go to work, go drink on the weekends. That's boring. When I tell people they matter, everything I do goes back to that. Everything I do goes back into helping people with depression, helping people with PTSD. You see me with these events. It's doing these events that gets me to be loving life, that lets me be hyper. It's not work we're making money. It's actually doing things that benefits other people and asking nothing in return. I can't tell you how many of my Marine Corps brothers I'm very proud of. One of my Marine Corps brothers, and yes, this goes into them mattering, okay? His daughter just graduated from boot camp in the Army over at Fort Leonard Wood. So the first time in his life, he's over at Fort Leonard Wood right now with his daughter. Now, he's from Southern California, so he's freezing his butt off. But Toady, love your brother. Love your brother. So he's over there. You know, everybody's doing something different. If you ever notice, I travel around to see my Marine Corps brothers. Why? Because they matter to me. They're important to me. You see me traveling to areas where people don't want to work, like in the truckers or with military. Why? Because they're hard to understand. They're hard to work with. Me? I'm at home in those areas, and I love these people, and I love what I do for a living. But I also love the people that keep up with me on social media, such as YouTube, Facebook. But I know a lot of people that are wanting to know, what can I do to get out of my depression? What can I do? I ran into a person the other day, and this is going to be bad, but it's going to go into something good, okay? People tell me stuff, and there's a person that's got a cutting habit. They feel relief when they cut themselves. And they cut themselves over and over and over, and they know what not to hit, the arteries and stuff. It's a very, very dangerous addiction to have, and it's a cutting addiction. Like, some people have an addiction of eating their hair and pulling their hair out. Some people, and I get to meet these people with everything I do, and they always ask me, what can I do more? I don't know the answers, but I can give you ideas on things you can do to take out your frustration and stuff where you're not hurting yourself. Other people are so afraid to reach out. They're so afraid of loving somebody. They're so afraid of relationships, the commitment. They're so afraid of, you know, just getting outside their house because they have these problems in their head where they think that they're not important enough. Then you got other people that think they got to drink their problems away. I got a Marine Corps brother right now, and I'm not going to say his name, to where he's using the excuse, I do this for my daughter, so I'm not going to get in anything except drinking, drugs, thinking that we don't know what he's doing, but he puts pictures out of his daughter. But the problem is, what he's doing, he's going to lose his daughter. Why? Because he decided that it's better to do all that and not deal with us, and we just don't know what to do about it. And there's nothing we can do without him wanting to get the help that he needs. But he won't get the help. Instead, he's just going to give excuses. And you know who you are. See, everybody's got excuses. That's the thing with life. Everybody's got excuses. Everybody's got excuses why not to think outside the box. If you have an addiction, you need to start thinking outside the box, because nothing else is helping you. Nothing else is going your way, so you have to think outside the box. If you have a depression, whatever you're doing that's causing that depression, look at your life, what you're doing right now, and change it. Meaning, if you're not going outside enough, start going outside more. Start doing things that force you to live outside your comfort zone. Do things that make you have to get around other people in order to see good and bad. I understand there's a lot of people that they love drama. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. You know that's my biggest thing. You know that's what I tell everybody all the time. But you need to know every day that you matter. You know how many people I know, they're older, their husband or wives have died, and they're alone. They could just use a couple friends just to say hi. They're not depressed. You might be. They would love to say hi to you. You can go over to the veterans home and talk to anybody you want, anytime you want. And everybody's got a veterans home in their neighborhood. They got a nursing home. Okay, why don't you go read? So why don't you go in the park and read instead of reading at home? Okay? Take your tablets to the park, use the free Wi-Fi, and watch your shows in the park. Get outside. Do something. I understand it's cold. Okay? Instead of going to the bar this weekend, or next weekend or the weekend after, go to something like Mark Twain Cave. You haven't been to the cave in a while. Did you know it's open 365 days out of the year? Did you know that it's open all the time? Maybe go to a museum. If you live in St. Louis, go to the Arch. Go up in the Arch. I think it's open again. If you live in Chicago, go to the Sears Tower, which is not called the Sears Tower anymore. Okay? If you live in San Francisco, go look at the Golden Gate Bridge. If you live in Maine, go eat a lobster and know that you're lucky, because where I live, you don't get those types of lobsters. Okay? Go watch an MMA fight. Go out and do something is what I'm saying. You got to live outside your comfort zone. Why am I part of all these events? I don't create them. They're not my events. I support the events. I love the events. I love the people that are doing the events. And when they're no longer there, then at least we made a difference in somebody's life. I've got friends that cannot get out of isolation right now. That's what happens when you mess with the wrong women. Just kidding, just kidding. Not going to say nothing more to that. But, you know, my job is to find ways to make sure they're happy. No, not my job because I get paid to do it. Not my job. It's my job because they're my brothers, they're my sisters, they're my friends and my family, and I want to make sure they're happy. Why? Because when they're happy, I'm happy. When they feel they've accomplished something, I feel I've accomplished something. When my daughter does something like dance and competition and everything else, I love watching. I don't miss my daughter's stuff. If I miss it, you may want to question why. Because I'm not missing it on purpose. Because I love everything my daughter does. Same with my friends. My neighbors, I give them a hard time. I call one of my neighbor girls Kimmy Gibbler all the time. Okay? But you want to know something? The truth is, she's like another daughter of mine. Her dad is one of my best friends. Her mom's one of my best friends. Okay? But they're like kids of mine, so I've always protected them. I would never take the time of day to call her anything in the world if I didn't care about them. Okay? I give them a hard time all the time, but you know what? They mean the world to me. My nephews, I'd love to see them more, but they live away from me. But I love that my sister, you know, posts pictures and stuff like that, and I get to pay attention to what's going on in their lives. So there's a lot of people that think that, well, no one cares. Well, I do. And if I know you, I'm paying attention to what's going on in your life. I'm paying attention to who you are, and so are other people. Just because you don't see us doesn't mean we're not doing it. That's why you matter. That's why you've got to make sure other people matter. You know, if you make sure other people matter and you show them a time of day, when I say please and thank you, I mean it. When I tell somebody, hey, I love you, brother, or hey, you're awesome, I'm not saying it because I want to. I'm saying it because I mean it. Sometimes I'm trying to say things that are different to get a smile out of them. I'll say groovy, tubular, bodacious, awesome, groovy. You know, I'll say, you know, mecca lecca hi, mecca honey ho, you know, off of Pee-wee's Playhouse. That was years ago. Some people are going to understand some of the things I say because I haven't heard them in so long. Okay? Sometimes you might want to just go whistling and somebody's going to hear, you know, the Mayberry song. But the whole idea is do different things that cause memories in other people that are happy. Do something important in life. Not everything costs money. Not everything is going to hurt you. Sometimes it just takes that little extra effort, that one little thing you can do. When's the last time you went over to Soldiers and Sailors Home and went to their museum? How many of you even know that there's a museum over at the Veterans Home that's better than any museum within 100 miles? Hands down. How many of you know there are people that would love to sit there and talk with you? They would love to hear everything about you. And guess what? They don't even need to know you. They just would love for you to come over and meet them over at the Vets Home. How many of you would love to spend time with Fishing for Freedom, where we're sitting there taking veterans out on the river and active duty military personnel? I'm not anything part of that anymore, but I still support it. How many of you got part of the St. Jude run just to go run? Or the turkey run for, you know, the YMCA, or the Tri-State Warrior run that they do over at the Veterans Home? How many people know that Glenn Swick with Swick Realty is a big runner and he's freaking awesome? How many people went and had breakfast over at the American Legion because they had pancake breakfast? How many people did a takeover night at Texas Roadhouse or went down the Native every second Wednesday of the month, even though it's tonight? Usually started at 7 o'clock, but I had to go with the, so I work on the Derby cars also. How many of you ever know that there's a military night down there? Not very many. You know why? Because you're not looking for things outside your box. You know, you want to know how to get out of your depression? Think outside the box. Read something different. I carry books on me all the time. And this is a book I want to show them. This is a book. Let me tell you a little secret. And then I'll make this short. I'm going to read something out of here. Now, a lot of people don't know what this book is. A friend of mine, Jessica, years ago, and I was in the Marine Corps and I was overseas, sent this to me, okay? And then it said, Jeff, I got to be reading this quite often. Please take care of this book. My mom got it for me. I hope you find it as useful as I have, Jessica. Okay? This book was from '99. P.S. Read page 39. The quote by Storm Jansen. So, I'm going to read this quote because she told me to read this quote. And I did read the quote, of course. Okay? And then I noticed there's a lot of other quotes I just love in here. And I started highlighting stuff for my daughter. Okay? Okay. Page 30 by Storm Jansen. This is the quote. Okay? This is the quote that she read. That she wanted me to read. It's not by her. It's by Storm Jansen. I believe that only one person in 1,000 knows the tricks of really living in the present. Most of us spend 59 minutes an hour living in the past, with regret for lost joys or shame for things badly done, both utterly useless and weakening, or in a future which was either longed for or dread. Yet the past is gone beyond prayer, and every minute you spend in the vain effort to anticipate the future is a moment lost. There is only one world, the world pressing against you at this minute. There is only 1 minute in which you are alive. This minute, here and now. The only way to live is by accepting each minute as an unrepeatable miracle. Unrepeatable miracle. Which is exactly what it is. A miracle and unrepeatable. By Storm Jansen. A friend of mine when I was in the Marine Corps sent this to me. And that quote there says it all. This moment right now, that's your only moment you have. And it's already gone. It's the only miracle you have. This one moment right now. In this minute is all you have. Make it great. Your depression, you can run from your depression. You can run it. You can hide from it. You can make it go away. Why? Because you live by the minute. And it's up to you to choose to get that depression gone. Now, is it hard? Yes, it is. It is. It is. Don't anybody tell you, oh, you just stop. No, you can't. Just like an addiction, you can't just stop. I get that. But let me read this to you one more time. The exact same thing. So, my friend, P.S. Read page 39, the quote by Storm Jansen. This is what my friend sent me when I was in the Marine Corps. I'm going to read it to you one more time, and then I'm going to wrap things up, okay? So just please listen to it. I'm asking you to listen to this. Listen to it. Please, here I go. And it's important that you listen. I believe that only one person in 1,000 knows the trick of really living in the present. Most of us spend 59 minutes an hour living in the past, with regret for lost joys or shame for things badly done, both utterly useless and weakening, or in a future which we either long for or dread. Yet the past is gone beyond prayer, and every minute you spend in vain effort to anticipate the future is a moment lost. There is only one world, the world pressing against you at this minute. There is only 1 minute in which you are alive, this minute, here and now. The only way to live is by accepting each minute as unrepeatable miracle, which is exactly what it is, a miracle and unrepeatable. By Storm Jansen. What'd you think? I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. Okay? And these are all great stuff. Okay? And maybe I'll start reading one of these each day so you guys can actually feel, going back to childhood when she used to read poetry and quotes all the time. My daughter's at that age right now where she's reading poetry and quotes and she likes it and she's trying to come up with her own. And she does a pretty good job. Just never forget how special you are. Never forget the miracle that you have created in your own life by being you. You are a miracle, and every minute's a miracle. It's your choice to decide whether you're going to be depressed or happy. It's a choice whether we're going to be miserable or going to be happy. You have that choice to make. You are important. You got the choice if you're going to go in and get a better job. You got the choice to go to school. You got a choice to make yourself better. You got a choice of living outside your box. You make a choice on whether or not tonight you're going to drink or what you're going to sit it down. Once you drink, now something else is going to make the choice for you. Once you do those drugs, you're now no longer going to make the choice for yourself. You're going to let the drug make the choice for you. But you got to make the choice first. You make the ultimate decision. And it boils down to us to get out of those situations. So just like anything else, when you start making the right choices and when you start making the harder choices and the things that are harder to do, you're proud of yourself. Why? Because for you it was hard. For you it mattered. And for you, that's what matters. You matter. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Jeffrey Jansen. For all you truck drivers on the road, you guys are heroes. For all you military out there, you're all heroes. For all your moms out there, you're all heroes. For all you dads out there, you're all heroes. Okay? For all you police officers, thank you very much. You're all heroes. Nurses, you're all heroes. Thank you. Okay? Garbage collector, you're all heroes. Over-the-road truck driver, you're all heroes. Sheriff's Department, you're all heroes. You know why you guys are all heroes? School teacher, you're all heroes. You know why? Because each one of you makes a difference in lives around you. Each one of you goes in. Firefighters go in every single day. You're heroes, every one of you. My friends that basically decide they don't want to live in the box no more, and they sit there and they start doing, and they volunteer, and they start doing more for more people. They're heroes. You know why? Because they don't want to live in their box anymore. They want to make a difference. And that's all we can make. It doesn't matter if anybody sees us making a difference. What matters is we know we did it. For that, you're awesome. All right, everybody. I'm Jeffrey Jansen. I hope and pray each of you have a great evening. Hope you go back and watch this again because, like I said, this one tonight means the world to me. Go back and listen to what I just said about the James Storm and the quote I just quoted you. Okay? Because you make a difference. And I think you're great. I really do. Each and every one of you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for not judging me. But thank you most just for being you. I'll talk to everybody soon. God bless. Bye, everybody.